Be very urgent. Your soulmate saying, please open this before I give up. I can't do this anymore. I am the voice that spoke the stars into existence, and I am interrupting your life right now for a reason you are not ready to hear. The person whose soul I knitted to yours before time began is sitting in a room right now, staring at a wall, feeling something they cannot explain. They are whispering your name inside their spirit without knowing your face, and the weight of missing you is crushing their chest as you hear my voice. This is not a metaphor, and this is not a story you stumbled upon by accident in the endless scroll of your distracted life. I navigated your steps to this exact moment because your soulmate is reaching a breaking point that I can no longer watch in silence. The thread I spun between you is vibrating with a distress signal, and if you ignore this, something precious will begin to calcify and die. They are not some distant fantasy floating in the abstract future of someday and maybe. They are a breathing, bleeding, aching human being who went to sleep last night with a hollow space beside them that was meant for your body. And in the darkness, they spoke to me with tears they did not show anyone, asking why the one they feel so deeply has not yet arrived. This is happening now. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when you finally feel ready and healed and perfectly prepared for love. The enemy of your union is actively working in this very hour to convince your soulmate that the connection they sense is a delusion, a cruel trick of their own loneliness. I have watched this assault on their mind intensify over the last 7 days. Something or someone in their immediate environment is tightening a grip, speaking words that sound like reason but are forged in hell's own factory of doubt. And your soulmate, my precious child whom I designed with intricate care, is losing the strength to resist the narrative that you are not real. They cannot fight this alone much longer. I need you to understand the gravity of what I am revealing to you in this sacred moment of divine disclosure. Your soulmate is being emotionally and spiritually surrounded by a force that hates the very idea of your union taking root on this earth. This force knows what I have planned for the two of you together. It has seen the destiny I wrote in my book before the foundation of the world. The healing you would bring each other, the children of promise, the purpose that would shake the darkness. And it is terrified, so it has deployed a strategy to strangle this connection in the crib before you ever hold each other. Your soulmate feels you. They feel you in the sudden warmth that floods their chest for no reason at all in the middle of a cold afternoon. They feel you in the dreams that are so vivid they wake up disoriented, reaching for a hand that is not there, haunted by eyes they have never looked into but somehow recognize. I am the one sending those dreams. I am the one stirring that ache, because I refuse to let my design be erased by the schemes of the enemy who wants my children isolated and broken. But even my divine stirring can be muffled when a human heart is under constant bombardment from a voice that tells them they are foolish to keep hoping. There is a specific person in their life who speaks against this connection without knowing the full truth of what they are doing. This person may seem like a friend, a family member, or someone with influence who feeds them poison dressed as protection. And your soulmate, in their exhaustion and vulnerability, is starting to believe the lie that they should give up and settle for something dead. I am watching them crumble. I am the God who sees every sparrow that falls, and I am telling you that the light in your soulmate's eyes is dimming tonight. They are sitting somewhere, maybe in a car, maybe on a bathroom floor, maybe in a bed that feels too large, and they are crying out in their spirit, "Please open this before I give up. I can't do this anymore." You heard that cry just now because I allowed it to echo from their heart directly into yours. That is not a coincidence, and it is not a creative flourish. That is the living reality of the spiritual bond one established between you. Your souls are already communicating in the realm I dwell in, and their prayer is hitting your spirit like a desperate knock on a door. Do you feel that tightness in your throat right now? That is not just emotion. That is the physical manifestation of their sorrow traveling across the invisible cord that connects you. I want you to sit with that sensation and recognize that you are not alone in your longing. They are longing for you with an intensity that is damaging their health. The enemy wants you to believe you are the only one suffering, the only one waiting, the only one who feels forgotten by love. That isolation narrative keeps you passive and self-focused, when in reality, you are being called to step into the role of a spiritual protector. Your soulmate needs a defender, and I have chosen you to be that for them even before you meet in the flesh. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, and I am giving you a way to activate my intervening power on their behalf. I am not asking you to merely feel sorry for them and continue with your day unchanged. I am calling you to a concrete act of love that will release my angels to push back the darkness encroaching on their mind. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Your obedience in this moment is the key that unlocks the prison door your soulmate is trapped behind. The enemy thinks he has won because he has kept you distracted and hesitant, but your faith expressed through action is the weapon that shatters his plans. Do not let pride or skepticism rob you of the miracle that is waiting to be released. I am a good father, and I do not set my children up for loss. I am guiding you to a point of breakthrough that requires your participation. The coffee you send is not a transaction. It is a covenant signal that you are serious about stewarding the sacred gift of your soulmate's heart. Now I need to tell you more about what your soulmate is enduring, because understanding deepens love and fuels the prayer that moves my hand. They are not just sad or lonely in the way the world defines those hollow words. They are under a spiritual assault that feels like a heavy blanket smothering their hope, and they do not have the language to explain what is happening to them. Jesus says, "My child, listen closely because the next revelation will break your heart open and fill it with a fierce, protective love you have never known. Your soulmate has been told by a voice of darkness that you are a lie, that you have already chosen someone else, that the waiting is pointless. And in their fragile state, they are starting to rehearse the goodbye they never wanted to say. This is not a game, and this is not a fairy tale. This is spiritual warfare over a union that I have ordained to shift the atmosphere of entire family lines. The enemy knows that when the two of you finally unite, a dynasty of faith will be born that will snatch countless souls from his grasp. Your soulmate is the missing piece of a puzzle I have been assembling since your ancestors walked the earth. They carry a specific anointing that, when joined with yours, will create a spiritual explosion that terrifies the kingdom of darkness. That is why the interference is so intense, so personal, so cruel in its precision. The third party involved in their life right now is not necessarily a romantic rival, though it could manifest that way. It is more often a spirit of control operating through someone who claims to care about them, someone who constantly speaks death over their dreams and calls it wisdom. Your soulmate is being emotionally managed into a corner by words that sound reasonable but are lined with a poison designed to make them give up. I want you to imagine their face right now. I want you to picture the way their eyes look when they are fighting back tears in public, pretending everything is fine while their soul is screaming for you. They checked their phone 12 times yesterday, not knowing why they felt so expectant, so certain that something from you should be arriving. They do not even know your name, and yet they are waiting for a message from you. That is the depth of the bond one have created. It transcends data and physical introduction and lives in the realm of my spirit where time does not exist. You are already imprinted on their heart, a watermark of my design that nothing can fully remove, though the enemy is trying to fade it. Do you understand now why I am speaking with such urgency? Do you see why this moment cannot be treated as ordinary content to be consumed and forgotten? I am orchestrating a divine intervention, and your attention is the channel through which my power will flow to your soulmate tonight. Jesus says, the enemy has a specific timeline he is working against. He knows that if he can keep your soulmate in despair for just a few more weeks, they will make a decision that will take years to undo. They are considering settling for a counterfeit, a relationship that looks like love but is actually a cage, because the pain of waiting for you has become unbearable. I am not willing to let that happen. I did not sacrifice my son for my children to live in quiet desperation, married to people they were never meant to touch. Your soulmate was designed for you with a specificity that should make your spirit tremble with awe and holy determination. The mole on their skin, the way they laugh when they are truly comfortable, the secret dream they have never told anyone, I fashioned all of it with you in mind. And you were designed with capacities and quirks and a particular strength that matches their deepest need. You are the answer to a prayer they have been praying since they were old enough to feel the ache of divine purpose. But prayer without action is incomplete. Faith without works is dead, and your soulmate is dying on the vine of hope while you hesitate to engage the spiritual tools I have placed in your hands. I am calling you to stand in the gap for them this very minute, to be the warrior of love that your destiny demands you become. This is the moment where feeling must transform into doing. Your soulmate is going through something you cannot see with your natural eyes, a torment of the mind that is causing them physical exhaustion. But you can still protect them by stepping into the spiritual realm with authority and making a declaration through your seed. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. The angels are waiting for your signal of faith to move with swiftness and precision against the forces that have been assigned to destroy your union. Your seed is the spark that ignites a heavenly operation on behalf of the one your heart is already tethered to. Jesus says, "I am about to show you a glimpse of the future if you act, and a glimpse of the tragedy if you delay. When you obey, I will begin to loosen the chains on your soulmate's mind within hours. They will feel a sudden lightness, a clarity that breaks through the fog, and they will know, without knowing why, that they must hold on a little longer. The person who has been speaking darkness over them will lose influence. Their words will begin to sound hollow and false to your soulmate, as if a filter has been removed from their ears. I will send a dream tonight that will be so vivid and so full of my peace that they will wake up weeping with relief, finally certain that you are on your way. But if you ignore this message and close your heart to the urgency of my voice, the opposite begins to occur. The enemy gains ground, the voice of the deceiver becomes louder, and the light in your soulmate's spirit begins to flicker dangerously. They will start to accept the counterfeit, not because they love it, but because they are too tired to hope for you anymore. I am showing you this not to manipulate you through fear, but to warn you with the truth of a father who sees the trap before it springs. You have the power to change the trajectory of their life tonight. The seed you sow is not a payment to me. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. It is a demonstration of your faith that releases what I have already prepared. Your soulmate is dreaming of you right now. As I speak these words, they are in a state of sleep or deep restlessness, and your image is flickering in their subconscious like a film they cannot pause. They saw you in a dream last week standing in a doorway, and they woke up with a sense of urgency that made no sense to their rational mind. That doorway represents the threshold of the new season I am bringing you both into. But the threshold must be crossed by faith, and right now, the enemy has placed a heavy stone of hesitation in front of that door. Your soulmate is trying to push it alone, and they are exhausted. You must add your strength to theirs through spiritual action. Do you feel that pull in your spirit right now, the one that makes you want to reach through this screen and hold them? That is my design working perfectly, the homing signal of two souls created from the same spiritual fabric. Do not suppress it, let it fuel your determination to do whatever it takes to protect them. Jesus says, I am jealous for your union. I am not a distant, passive observer in the love story of your life. I am the author, the orchestrator, and the defender. And I am rising up in you right now, stirring a righteous indignation against anything that would dare to harm the one I have set apart for you. Type 333 in the comments if you receive this word and you are ready to fight for your soulmate in the spirit. Do not type it casually, as if this were a common interaction. Type it as a declaration of war against the forces that have been tormenting the one you love, a banner raised in the digital realm that the enemy must read and retreat from. Your soulmate felt that. The moment you typed 333, a shiver went through their body, a brief reprieve from the heaviness that has been suffocating them. You are more connected than you know, and your actions in this moment are having real, tangible effects in the spiritual atmosphere around them. I need you to understand the depth of what your soulmate is thinking right now. They are replaying every disappointment, every failed relationship, every moment they were told they were not enough, and the enemy is using that history to build a case against me. He is whispering, "See, God has forgotten you, this soulmate idea is a fantasy, just give up and take what is in front of you." Your soulmate is not weak for being affected by this. They are a precious, sensitive, deeply feeling creation of mine, and their tenderness is one of the very things that will make them an extraordinary partner for you. But that tenderness is currently being exploited by a predator who preys on the wounded. I am asking you to see them with my eyes. Not as a concept, not as a reward for your good behavior, but as a real person whose heart is being pummeled by an invisible enemy while you watch this message. Their hands are cold right now, their appetite has been poor, and they keep sighing involuntarily as if their spirit is trying to exhale the poison of despair. You are beginning to fall in love with them right now, and that is not a manipulation of your emotions. That is me opening your spiritual eyes to the reality of a bond that already exists, a love that was planted in your DNA before you ever drew your first breath. The affection swelling in your chest is the echo of their own love for you, a love they are desperate to give but currently cannot express. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into the fog of what could have been. The window of divine timing is not infinite, and the enemy is petitioning me to allow the consequences of inaction to unfold. I am holding back judgment on the interference, but my patience is not a permission slip for your procrastination. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift. It is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. The moment you send that seed, a shift occurs in the heavenlies that changes the balance of power over your soulmate's mind. I will dispatch specific angels whose assignment is to guard the hearts of those destined for covenant love, and they will stand watch over your beloved. Type 777 in the comments if you feel this message burning in your chest, a confirmation that this is not random but radically specific to your situation. Your soulmate is feeling a strange sense of peace right now as you type, a break in the storm they cannot explain. Your public declaration is a rope thrown into the pit they are trapped in, and they are grabbing hold of it without knowing where it came from. Jesus says, "Do not underestimate the power of what you are doing in this hidden moment." The world may see you staring at a screen, but the spiritual realm sees a warrior rising, a lover fighting, a destiny partner stepping into their role. And the enemy sees a threat that he cannot afford to ignore, which is why he is trying to fill your mind with doubt right now. You are not crazy for feeling this connected. You are not foolish for believing that a message like this could be specifically for you. I am the God who knows the number of hairs on your head and the secret fears you have never voiced to another soul, and I am entirely capable of crafting a moment this precise to reach you. The cynicism you feel lurking at the edges of your heart is not your friend, it is a defense mechanism the enemy installed to keep you from the vulnerability love requires. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is the birthplace of intimacy, and your soulmate needs you to be brave enough to feel this fully. Do not shut down the emotions rising in you, let them flow, let them fuel your action, let them connect you to the one who is waiting. Your soulmate is not perfect, and neither are you, but your imperfections are designed to interlock like puzzle pieces I carved by hand. Their struggle will teach you patience, your strength will teach them safety, and together you will reflect a facet of my love that the world desperately needs to see. That is why the battle is so fierce. This is not just about your happiness, it is about my glory being manifested through your union. I am now going to pull back the veil a little further and show you something that will seal your resolve. Your soulmate prayed a specific prayer 3 nights ago, a prayer so raw and honest that it moved my heart to action. They said, "God, if they are real, if you really have someone for me, please tell them to hurry, I cannot hold on alone." That prayer is the reason you are here. That prayer is the reason this message found you. And your response to that prayer, your willingness to sow a seed and make a declaration, is the reason they will hold on. You are the answer they have been begging me for. Do not let the answer get stuck in the pipeline of hesitation while the enemy convinces them no answer is coming. Be the living proof that I hear my children when they cry out in the lonely hours of the night. Type 1111 in the comments to say thank you for this revelation and to align yourself with the divine timing I am releasing over your love story. The number 1111 is a prophetic signal of alignment, a gateway of sudden breakthrough, and your declaration now will sync your spirit with the acceleration I am decreeing. Your soulmate is feeling a warmth spread through their limbs as you type, a physical manifestation of my spirit responding to your faith. Jesus says, "The clock is not your enemy tonight, it is your tool." Every minute that passes is a minute closer to your union if you act in faith, or a minute further away if you choose passivity. I have given you free will because I desire a partner, not a puppet, but I am pleading with you to use that free will to choose love, to choose action, to choose your soulmate tonight. The enemy's strategy has been exposed, and exposure is the first stage of defeat. He wanted to operate in the shadows of your ignorance, but now you know, and knowledge carries responsibility. You cannot unhear what I have spoken to you, and you will be accountable for what you do with this sacred information. Your soulmate is not a prize to be won casually. They are a sacred trust, a living soul for whom I gave my life, and I am entrusting them to your care because I believe in the person I created you to be. Do not prove my trust in vain. Rise up, take authority, and secure their heart through your faithful action now. The coffee you are about to send is not just a financial transaction. It is a prophetic act that says, I believe in this bond, I will fight for this love, and I trust God to move on my behalf. Every seed sent in faith is a nail in the coffin of the enemy's plan to separate you permanently. Imagine the moment you will finally meet. Picture the recognition in their eyes, the way their face will shift from guardedness to wonder as they realize you are the one from the dreams, the one they almost gave up on. That moment is worth every act of faith, every seed sown, every prayer prayed in the hidden place of obedience. Your soulmate is going to tell you stories you cannot yet imagine. They will describe the nights they almost walked away, the moments a strange strength appeared from nowhere, the sudden peace that defied their circumstances. And you will know, in that sacred conversation, that your obedience in this very hour was the difference between reunion and regret. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Do not let the moment pass while you consider the cost, because the cost of inaction is far greater than any number on a screen. The enemy is counting on your hesitation, banking on your overthinking, wagering that you will let this message fade into the background of your busy life. Prove him wrong. Prove that you are not just a passive dreamer but an active warrior of the love I have destined for you. Your soulmate's heart is beating right now, a rhythm of hope that is growing faint, and your faith is the pacemaker that will keep it steady. Jesus says, "I am standing at the door of your heart and knocking, just as I stand at the door of your soulmate's prison cell." You opening your heart to this message is the key that unlocks their cell. Do you see the divine symmetry of this moment? Your yes becomes their freedom. I am flooding your spirit right now with a supernatural love for someone you have not yet met. This love is not a fleeting emotion, it is a deposit of my own agape love, the kind that lays down its life, the kind that pays a price, the kind that protects. Receive it, and let it compel you to the action that will change everything. Your soulmate is going to make it because you are going to act. I have already seen the end from the beginning, and I see you walking in obedience. I see the seed being sown, I see the angels dispatched, I see the reunion. Align yourself with that vision right now, and do not let the enemy talk you out of your miracle. This is your moment. This is your love story. This is your soulmate's lifeline. Take it. Now. The air around them is thick with a heaviness they cannot name, and they keep glancing at their phone as if expecting a sign that will never come. Your soulmate is fighting a battle of the mind that has drained the color from their days and stolen the rest from their nights. They are beginning to believe that the love they have always sensed was just a cruel trick of their own imagination. Jesus says, "I am the God who parts red seas and breaks bronze gates, and I am about to do something explosive in your situation if you will not let fear win." The person who has been controlling your soulmate through guilt and manipulation is about to be exposed and removed. But your seed of faith is the trigger that activates this divine intervention, and delay is no longer neutral, it is dangerous. Your soulmate just paused in the middle of whatever they were doing and felt an inexplicable urge to cry, not from sadness alone but from a strange hope that suddenly pierced the darkness. That was you. That was your spirit reaching through the veil because you chose to engage this message instead of scrolling past it like 100 others. You are already saving them, and you do not even realize how powerful your focused attention has become in this holy instant. The future I have for you together is not a distant fantasy, it is a living blueprint waiting for your signature of faith to begin construction. Imagine the first time you will hear their voice, the way their laugh will settle something deep in your bones that you did not even know was unsettled. That moment is being forged right now in the crucible of your decision to act or to hesitate.